What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for the super quick video, and today we'll be talking about the difference between bounce passes and normal passes. This one here is a really wide topic, like not everything about these two passes can be covered by a split screen comparison, or not everything can be put into numbers, so I'm not going to judge them fully, but of course there will be lots of info on this video that can really help you on deciding which one to use on a specific situation. Try to watch the whole video so it will make full sense. It's not going to be that long anyway, and after watching, please let me know in the comment section any other info you want to add about bounce passes. So after playing around with normal and bounce passes, here are the things that I found out. First one, you probably noticed that when you do a bounce pass, bullet passer badge doesn't activate. That's actually a glitch because based on my test, there's a difference between Hall of Fame and no badge, which is kinda consistent. So I was really convinced that even though the badge doesn't activate, bullet passer badge is actually boosting your bounce passes as well. In here, you can see that the gap is really decent, and it's consistent even on different samples. And to make the case stronger that it's really being boosted by bullet passer badge, here's the no badge to Hall of Fame comparison on normal passes. And you can notice that it's about the same as bounce passes. Next one, in terms of speed around this range, normal passes will always be received first. Which kind of makes sense, to be honest, because in terms of distance traveled, of course bounce passes will always be longer because it has to detour to the floor for a bit before reaching the receiver's hand. Unlike with normal passes, it will directly travel to the receiver. Again, I'm only talking about the speed in this kind of range. I'm not saying that normal passes will be better in that sequence overall because we all know that there are some other variables that is not factored in there, like ball exposure. Next one, now that we know that the motion is different between two passes, then it means the catch animations will be different. So the question is, will that affect the transition speed between the actual catch and the shot? Just in case the receiver shoots it straight away, because maybe the recovery time on bounce passes will be longer. And in here, you can notice that it's about the same. If there's any difference, it's just like really tiny milliseconds. Sometimes they greened at the same time, sometimes bounce passes finish first, and sometimes normal passes finish first. So I don't think there's really a difference. With this one, I'm only comparing the speed from the actual catch to the greening of the shot. Next one, now I might say, toots. The thing about bounce passes is that I can't do it when I'm doing icon passing. I know what you mean, but there's a solution. You can just change these settings here to pass type control, and the moment you press R1, you need to double press the desired button on who you want to pass to. So if you want to pass it to the circle guy, you press R1, then tap circle twice. Next one, just a quick trivia. Since we're talking about bounce passes anyway, you can do these alley-oop off the bounce by pressing X and circle at the same time. Kinda cool. And before we go to the next part, just want to invite you guys to like the video if you're liking it so far. And if you think that this channel deserves 100k subs, would be really awesome if you guys can subscribe to make this silver play button real. I'll give you guys some moments. So now going back, what about in terms of pick and roll action? This one here is really hard to put into numbers because there's a lot of variables that we need to factor in. So I will just keep doing these sequences here for like more than 100 times for bounce passes and normal passes, then I'll say what I feel. You will probably notice as well that it's not the best or safest pick and roll action that you can see. I really made it that way, I really made it as tight as possible. I'll start from here, then force a switch, then I'll make this alignment here, then make the pass. So I can really see what's the difference between those two passes. So it's like I'm doing a stress test on those two passes and see how they react. So after doing it a lot of times, I think the best way to describe it is bounce passes on the pick and roll action is a high risk, high reward thing. Because I noticed that if you really pass it on a nice angle and on a nice distance and on a secure distance from a defender, the game will really try its best to direct the ball on a better position. The thing about it though is if you pass it on a weird angle or the distance between the defender is not that safe, you will turn the ball over, more likely. And I think with normal passes, I think the game will just give you the safest pass to execute without thinking much about how good is the receiving point. So it's like a medium risk, medium reward thing. One more info about bounce pass, I felt that needle feather will activate more on bounce passes. So if you want to utilize that badge, try to utilize your bounce passes more. So just for a quick summary, yes, bounce passes are boosted by bullet passer badge as well, that in terms of speed, usually normal passes will be faster because the path is more direct. Then in terms of transition between the recovery and the shot of the receiver, I can't see much of a difference between the two. And lastly, in terms of pick and roll action, bounce passes are a high risk, high reward thing, and with normal passes, it's a medium risk, medium reward thing. I know there could be lots of other things that you can add on this one, so please let me know in the comments section what I think. So that's all for the video. If you guys like it, please smash that like button and please consider subscribing for more videos. And don't forget to drop by the channel for lots of other contents. And as always, stay safe and happy gaming, guys. Peace.